ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमः योगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ So, this is chapter 9. We are in verse number 75. We completed actually verse number 75 out of 158 verses. But since we are starting after 3 months, so I feel like that I have to give you some whatever we have learned in this chapter. So it conveys a very unique idea actually. That's how this chapter is, out of 10 chapters or 15 chapters, this chapter is considered a little controversial chapter. In as much as the subject matter of this chapter is the subject matter of this chapter is controversial. And so for many students it is confusing. Many acharyas also do not accept the subject matter of this chapter. Vedantic acharyas. Many acharyas say, this is especially what I was talking about is Nirguna Brahma Upasana. That's a subject matter here, and that is Nirguna Brahma Upasana has been accepted by many acharyas. Many acharyas do not accept. And that thereby it is this subject matter is a little controversial. So let me put it in my own words first. What it wants to convey here in this. See, any idea we have is called a right idea when that idea is in agreement with the fact. So in Sanskritam, we call it as a prama. I have a certain idea and it tallies with the fact, then we can say, that idea is a knowledge, prama. Any idea which I have which is not in agreement with the fact is called Brahma. And this is the difference between Prama and Brahma. Up to this is not a problem. That is not too controversial at all. In my mind, there are several ideas. Certain ideas really tally with the fact. I can say those ideas are knowledge. Certain ideas are there which do not tally with the fact, which do not in agreement with the fact. Those ideas are Brahma. That's fine. But Vidyaranya, what he does in this chapter, he divides the Brahma itself into 2 types. What we say Brahma and Prama are 2 types. Idea, right idea, wrong idea. Right idea, Prama. Wrong idea, Brahma. But wrong idea, Brahma itself is divided into 2. That is something unusual. And so the Brahma itself is real and wrong. Brahma means a wrong idea, right? So there are Brahma is of 2 types, means really wrong idea and fake wrong ideas. That's it. Not ideas are divided into real and fake. That is Prama and Brahma. Brahma itself, the wrong idea is divided into two, called real and false or fake. Real wrong idea, fake wrong idea. Anyway, so that is the subject matter here. So two types of Brahmas are there. And the difference here is, well, a really wrong idea is, well, is really wrong idea. A real wrong idea is really wrong idea. So it is wrong all the time, I mean. A fake wrong idea is really not wrong at all. It is right idea, but because of a certain mistake, we take it as a wrong idea. Such a fake wrong idea is right only. So it's a mistake. And a wrong idea, well, a fake wrong idea is subject to correction. A mistake can be corrected. And when you correct it, well, it becomes a right idea. It becomes prama. So a fake wrong idea is not a permanently wrong idea. Real wrong idea is permanently wrong idea. Fake wrong idea is really right. I mean, it's right actually, but due to mistake on my part, I take it as a wrong idea. Then definitely you can correct it also. It becomes prama. It is temporarily wrong. Fake wrong idea is temporarily wrong. Real wrong idea is permanently wrong. So, and so present, well, this fake wrong idea tallies with future right idea, knowledge. And so real wrong ideas also, real wrong idea will never match with the fake wrong idea. Anyway, so this is a called, now we can give two names which he has given in the beginning of the chapter. A real wrong idea is Sambadi Brahma. A fake wrong idea is Sambadi Brahma, etc. And Sambadi Brahma can be converted into Prama. A fake wrong idea can be converted into right idea, knowledge, and that is the first thing here. In the chapter begins with this. Chapter begins with two types of Brahma, and he introduces Visambadi Brahma, gives examples. He introduces Sambadi Brahma, gives examples. First 10-12 verses. I am not going exactly how many verses, but nearly. He introduces both the types of Brahma, real wrong idea and fake wrong idea, and he gives examples. Examples of the world, examples from the Shastra, etc. Wonderful. So this is first thing in this chapter. Then, well, he said, well, what are the methods available to do this, to convert the wrong idea, fake wrong idea, into this right idea? What are the methods? So, several methods are there. First is, well, definitely, it's a mistake. Definitely, it's a mistake. If you want to correct the mistake, well, definitely you use a wrong. You use a means of knowledge by which you.
लंच कर लेंगे थोड़ी देर बाद, जो तुम कहो।
आइए, आप आइए, बैठिए पति जी, हमारी सेवा में हाजिर हैं।
So, people don't realize that their microphones are on or whatever, so it disturbs others. They don't realize. Anyway, point is, so this Sambadi Brahma, which can be converted into Prama. This Sambadi Brahma, because it's a really wrong idea, and therefore there is no question. Well, definitely here to correct it. But this Brahma, fake wrong ideas or Sambadi Brahma can be converted into a Prama. then definitely, well, you have to use the means of knowledge. In our case, of course, we call vichara, shravanam, mananam, etc. So, an inquiry into that thing about which you have a wrong idea, and it's really not wrong, but you take it in a different way. Well, then you inquire into that, and then you correct your mistake. Then you found, well, oh, I was holding this thing which is wrong actually. This is reality is this. So the primary method is the vichara, an inquiry into a given thing. Here in our case, self-inquiry we call. So Sambadi Brahma should be converted to Brahma by vichara, inquiry. That is the primary method. And that is not the subject matter here. In chapter 9, Vidyaranya's main thesis is that there is a supportive method for this also. Supportive to the vichara. Supportive to inquiry, there is a method which can help your inquiry, and you will be free from the mistake. What is that supportive method? Which is the unique subject matter here? Vichara, self-inquiry will lead to this removal of this Brahma, etc. Well, that's fine. We know nothing to be said. It's not a new thing. But the new thing is that there is a supportive method to the primary method called inquiry, or self-inquiry, and that can help. That can help you for your inquiry to facilitate. And so, repetition of the fake wrong idea is the supportive method for the inquiry. Repetition of the fake wrong idea. Fake wrong idea, Samvadi Brahma. Repetition of that means Samvadi, repetition means avrutti. Samvadi Brahma avrutti. Or Samvadi Brahma Vritti avrutti. Samvadi Brahma avrutti. Either. That is a supportive method which will help you to for inquiry, and that will help you. Inquiry will help you to get rid of the mistake notion. So it means this supportive method, repetition of the Sambadi Brahma, should be done along with the vichara. Along with the vichara, along with Shravanam, etc. Because it is supportive. That is why primary method has to be there. Sambadi Brahma, well, if you keep repeating Sambadi Brahma, you will not be free from Brahma. But, well, can help. Primary method is a vichara only, which can help to get rid of Brahma. And this Sambadi Brahma avrutti is called upasanam, because it's avrutti, vritti avrutti. And Vidyaranya says that will definitely hasten your inquiry, hasten your shravanam, hasten your hasten to make your shravanam effective. I would put that way. Hasten to make your mananam effective. It will help. So this is the second thing he discusses. First thing, as I said, two types of Brahma he introduced, and then he said, he gave examples for both, and thereby it is not a imagination we come to know. And then he focused on the second part. He focuses on few verses. I will not go into how many verses, etc. But that's the second part, which we already covered all this. So second part is. He says, he concentrates on Samvadi Brahma, and he says, to get rid of this fake wrong idea, inquiry is the primary method, and to support the inquiry method, that Samvadi Brahma avrutti has to be done, the upasana of the Samvadi Brahma has to be done. So this is the second thing. And then the third thing is, in order to understand these two stages, actually we don't have a here popular example, but we directly go to the third thing. So imagine this teacher teaches a Vedanta in a class. This also we discussed. And there are several students present there. And after teaching for a considerable time, let's say 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, maybe 2 courses of 2.5 years, along with the bhashyam and everything, and, and then, well, you, natural teacher is very anxious. He has invested his time, efforts, everything, and so he would like to know. Like in Kenopanishad, right? In Kenopanishad, after teaching, teacher asked, well, who can say that I really know the self, etc. And one student got up and gave the real answer, etc. So, same way here also, let's say that in a class he has taught this for several years, and now he is basically asking. So, and he says, well, I have taught you for several number of years. Can you claim that you are Brahman or not? I am liberated or not? I am free or not? I is freedom. Are you able to claim that you really are not a seeker of a freedom? You have really ceased to be a seeker. Can you say that? You are no more a seeker of anything. Of course, it is a seeking freedom only. Freedom from anything. Freedom from agitation, freedom from fear, freedom from self-confidence, freedom from isolation, freedom from this, freedom from that, whatever you say. It's all samsara. One is basically seeking freedom. One is not really interested in acquiring something. One wants to drop basically what is there in one's head. Freedom from self-rejection. One rejects oneself. Freedom from self-non-acceptance. I would say even this. What is moksha is freedom from self-non-acceptance. This much. That this particular word is a loaded word. Self-non-acceptance is a samsara. That's the only problem human being has. Whole his struggle in the life is to get rid of this non-acceptance of oneself. Since he is not able to accept oneself, herself, he struggles to do something by which the world will accept that person and person will accept himself or herself. That's it. The day you accept yourself totally, in spite of world doesn't accept you, suppose, you are free. You are free. So freedom is this. All the time we say freedom from insecurity, etc. Then you get tired. So we have to put new words now. Freedom from fear. Now, fear. Abhayam pratishtham vindate. Freedom from fear. Fear also indicates this same thing that I am subject to be threatened by the world. Well, I am not subject to be threatened. The whole world lies in me and it exists on account of me. World cannot threaten me, etc. But that's a wrong notion anyway. So what I'm saying is, ultimately he asked this question. Are you able to say? He asked to every student, in fact. And well, one person says, like Upanishad student, well, I am convinced that with your teaching, and I can confidently claim that I am a witness consciousness, etc., more distinct from body, mind, sense complex. Body, mind, sense complex have a objective reality, but it's not real as such. Just because it serves a purpose, we call it a real, but really it is when you inquire into that, the reality is this sakshi only. So basically I am that witness consciousness which is free from any dimension, free from any limitation. All the limitations belongs to body, mind, sense complex only. And therefore I am free in spite of all the limitations in the body, mind, etc. So I am totally satisfied with the teaching because I am free. And of course, he may add like this, my mind requires a lot of refinement. I need a lot of refinement, he won't say. My mind needs a lot of refinement, and I will refine it without anxiety. With a free mind, I will definitely try to improve my own mind. Anyway, but I as such has no connection with the status of the mind or the states of the mind. Well, so this student has successfully grasped the teaching, and listening to this, teacher also has become very, teacher felt that I am successful. Student says I am successful because I have heard you, etc. That's one thing. Teacher says I am successful because he thought, that the person has really grasped what he wanted to convey. So I am a liberated person, or I am free, is a prama, right idea for this student number one. Then teacher interviewed another student, second student, and he asked the same question: "Are you free now?" Student waited for some time. That's it. Student, instead of claiming that, waited for some time and then said, I would not claim that I am liberated. I am free. I would like to be honest with you, my teacher. And then he said, why I am not liberated also. He gave a lot of reasoning. Whatever he has learned from the teaching, based on that he is giving reasoning. That you said, oh teacher, in the beginning of the course, that we need a sadhan chatushtaya sampatti. You taught Tattvabodha, and so you said sadhan chatushtaya sampatti is needed to gain knowledge. Frankly speaking, I don't have a sadhan chatushtaya sampatti at all. Then where is a question of claiming that I have jnanam? I am free, and therefore, and I don't have that. I don't have amanittam, etc. Also, I don't have abhayam sattva samshuddhi, etc. The 16th chapter which you taught, and you taught even second chapter Siddha Prajna characteristics also. That also I don't think I have, and therefore definitely I am not a wise person, and therefore I don't claim that I am free. So claiming that I am free is a wrong idea. Could you follow that? Claiming I am free is a wrong idea. For whom? For that person. For the student number one, I am free is a right idea, knowledge. Yes, he says, I am free. This person says, I am free if I say. It's a wrong. Really speaking, it is right. Right? Really speaking, it is right. He should say that I am free, but he doesn't say. He says, I am free is a wrong idea. What kind of a wrong idea? Fake wrong idea. Because in the vision of the Shastra and in the vision of the teacher also, he is free. Because he has certain clarity also about this. He narrates it also, that how Atma is free. But then, okay, you claim it now. No. That would be a future phenomena. In future, I may be able to claim, but right now I will say, I am not free. So means, basically, I am free will be a wrong idea for that person. And that is a fake wrong idea, because teacher knows he is free, but he is not able to claim it. So, frankly speaking, I am free is a right idea from the Shastra, from the teacher's angle. But this student number two doesn't claim it. This is called Samvadi Brahma. Fake, wrong idea. Even though it is real, it's right, but this person says no. I am not free. He says this. So this is a Samvadi Brahma. And Vidyaranya says, for this type of a student, I am free is a wrong idea, and he wants to claim that as in the future, that I am a free person, I am a liberated person. He should claim right now, but he doesn't claim. And therefore he wants to convert this Samvadi Brahma into Prama. he says, well, I want this, I am free, etc. I will be able to say in the future. That would be a fact for me in the future, not at this moment, he says, the student says. And then what are the means for that? We already discussed the primary meaning. Primary means is this vichara, the inquiry, self-inquiry. So, well, that he was already in the course. So, well, he should continue to study the scriptures, to listen to the Shastra, etc. with the help of teacher. That's a primary means, of course, to get rid of this Brahma, that I am not free. That's a Brahma actually. To get rid of that, this is the primary thing is this. And secondly, even after years of study, you gain a clarity also that Atma is really free, etc. But he is not saying I am free. Well, therefore, teacher says there is something else required other than this vichara. Because vichara you are doing since many years but has not helped you to claim it that I am free, which is a fact, which is prama, but you are not able to claim it. In fact, you say I am not free. When I say you are free and you say no, I am not free, means, well, the vichara has not helped you. The inquiry has not helped you. Exposure to the teaching has not helped you. Even though you are committed to this teaching, etc., and you are present all the time in the course, you have not taken any, you have not, bunked the classes, etc. And therefore, well, now I have to suggest something else which is a supportive means to the inquiry. And that is, well, that Brahma, which is a right thing. But for you it is Brahma. What? I am free is a Brahma for you, right? Yeah. Naturally. Because he is free, but he says, no, I am not free. Okay. For you, the reality is I am not free. Then what will be Brahma for you? I am free. Is Brahma for you? Naturally. Well, do this avrutti. Vritti avrutti, I am free, I am free, I am Brahman, 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 I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi vritti avrutti. Which is called Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Right? Nirguna Brahma Upasana should be done by you. That will help you to remove the obstacle against your own vichara, your own self-inquiry, your own listening to the Shastra. Even Shastra tells you, even you understand present tense, you understand past, present, everything, and the Shastra talks that you are Brahman, you are free. It doesn't say you will be free, yet you say I will be free. Means there is a big obstacle. You should, when I say you are free, you should be able to say at least after some time that yes, I am free. Instead, you still say, I am not free, I will be free. Means there is an obstacle against vichara itself. And that obstacle is called adrishtam. What are the obstacles may not be known. Yeah, mostly they are not known. Believe my words, mostly. You may tell some reason. Swamiji, because I may have a sadhan chatushtaya, less sadhan chatushtaya, this, that, etc. I am still extrovert and therefore this is not reality for me, this, that. But frankly speaking, you will not be able to say what are the obstacles. Whatever the obstacles, either drishtam, which you experience in your mind, or which you don't experience, which you are not able to say, which is from unconscious, etc. Whatever the obstacles are there, to get rid of the obstacles, definitely one need to do this particular karma. It's a karma which will generate karma, phala punyam. That's called upasanam, manas karma. Nirguna Brahma Upasanam should be done, and naturally it will generate punyam because I am Brahman, I am Paramatma. It's definitely going to generate punyam. And then your vichara you have continued, and therefore, though that vichara will ultimately become effective because the obstacles will go away due to punyam, and then now even though you are listening the same text again, Kena Upanishad, suppose, then you will say, yes, I am free. So that will definitely, your Sambadi Brahma can help you to become Brahma along with the Vichara. Please understand this. Your Sambadi Brahma Avrutti, well, that Upasana, Aham Brahmasmi Upasana, which is a supportive sadhanam, that will help you for gaining this knowledge. Inquiry become fruitful. So this is the thesis actually of the chapter 9. And in that, as I told you, the three things already I have told you, the first initial few verses talks about two types of Brahma. Visambadi Brahma, really wrong idea, and fake wrong idea, Sambadi Brahma. And he gave examples. Then the next thing which he talked is, well, what are the means to convert this Sambadi Brahma into Prama? And then we said, well, that sadhanam is basically a upasana. Sambadi Brahma Vritti Avrutti has to be done. Sambadi Brahma Avrutti, you can say. And then the third thing he discussed between, I think, some 23 verses or 24 verses, almost from verse 30 to 52, he discussed that that vichara only leads to knowledge. Yeah. Just because I do upasana, I'm not exposure to any teaching of this Vedanta. And well, just, you start doing upasana, I am Brahman, 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 I am Brahman. Will it, one day turns into a knowledge automatically? No. Never. This can facilitate only. And therefore, vichara only gives a knowledge that has to be made clear. So, in this 23, 24 verses, maybe I think, he says vichara gives you this knowledge. Prama can be acquired only through vichara only. That's for all the students. So you should continue this vichara, self-inquiry, means this shravana, manana, etc. Well, whether whether in this janma or whether in next janma, this is the only way. Okay, so that's the third thing. And then verse 53 to 73, well, he says this upasana is possible with regard to Sambadi Brahma, and he gives a logic for that. That upasana, basically, he starts comparing with the nididhyasanam also. That is a jnana vritti, and there is a brahma, Sambadi Brahma vritti. So one is a jnana vritti, one is Sambadi Brahma vritti. That is, he is comparing very beautifully. But the logic here for this doing upasana, etc., is that as such, the upasana of the student, the dhyasanam also is we call meditation only. And this Sambadi Brahma upasanam, that vritti avrutti, aham brahmasmi. So aham brahmasmi is done even in nididhyasanam also. That's also vritti avrutti. Here also aham brahmasmi vritti avrutti. But then, even though, well, it looks very similar, so essentially it is same in terms of content and the process. Vritti avrutti only is there. And the same thing, aham brahmasmi here and aham brahmasmi in case of even our upasaka also, and in case of that person who has gained knowledge also. But in case of that student number 1, that prama avrutti basically is there. In case of a student number 2 is a brahma avrutti, Sambadi Brahma avrutti. Since content and process are similar, well, if nididhyasanam is possible, then, well, upasana also is possible. That's what he conveys. He says, aham brahmasmi vritti avrutti is done for the prama, gaining, owning up the knowledge. As we know, I have discussed so much before. See, nididhyasanam also is required in as much as because of the habitual error. And so, even the person who gains a clarity and he claims that I am free, well, he here and there, he says I am body, etc. He says, he in his understanding the same identification happens. So in order to get rid of it, well, definitely, he also does vritti avrutti, aham brahmasmi, etc. And thereby that habitual, because he is forming an habit, and thereby, well, the old habit of taking body as the self, etc., will slowly go away. And he owns up the knowledge. So that is a gnana vritti avritti only. He has gnanam. He doesn't say I am Brahman I am really not Brahman, but let me take I am Brahman. No, no, no. He says I am Brahman. I am free. But in spite of that, due to habit, that taking body as the self, mind as the self, prana as the self, the senses as the self, it just comes because of the habit. It's error. He wants to get rid of that error. And so he does a vritti avritti, aham brahmasmi, etc. It's a jnana vritti avritti. That's an nididhyasana. And well as in samadhi brahma avritti, even though from the teacher's angle, from Shastra's angle, he should say I am Brahman. But he says no. I'm not free. I'm not liberated. I'm not Brahman, in short. Then, well, for him, I am Brahman is a Brahma, which is Samadhi Brahma, of course. It's a wrong idea. Fakely wrong idea. Brahma is a wrong idea, and Samadhi Brahma is fakely wrong idea. Fake wrong idea. Not fakely, but fake wrong idea. Because it's a really right thing, but for him. Anyway. And therefore, Samadhi Brahma Vritti Avritti for the other person. He also says, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. But basically, he says, I am a Upasaka. I am a meditator. I am a meditator on which I am superimposing Brahman. Understand this. There's a big difference. He takes himself as a meditator, still as a student, still as a person, still as an individual only. Whereas in the case of the first student, I is connected to Brahman. He says, I am free, I am a limitless consciousness, witness of the body, mind, senses, or mind, etc. So, well, he is clear, but he wants to get rid of the habit. And therefore, for him, that is, he is not superimposing Brahman on himself. No. That for him, it's a reality. Whereas for this person, he says, I am still an individual, I am not free, I am not liberated, and I will be free in the future, I will be able to claim in the future that I am Brahman. Therefore, well, we say then you superimpose Brahman on yourself. Superimpose the freedom on yourself, that I am free, etc. I am Brahman, etc. So that is a big difference between them. Anyway, so if Nididhyasanam is possible, he gives a logic here in that section 53 to 73. He gives this logic. If Nididhyasanam is possible, then Upasanam also is possible. Aham Brahmasmi, Vritti Avritti is possible for this person who wants to get rid of the habitual error. If that is possible for that person, well, for this person also, Aham Brahmasmi, Vritti Avritti is possible. He superimposes upon himself. It can be done. So Nirguna Brahma Upasanam is possible. That's a big thing here, which many acharyas do not accept. Nirguna Brahma Upasana is not possible. Nirguna Brahma Jnanam is possible, not Upasana. You cannot superimpose Brahman, Nirguna Brahma, attribute less Brahman upon yourself, etc. It is possible, he says, if Nididhyasanam is possible, because the content and process is the same. Content is, well, I am Brahman. And process, Vritti Avritti. Here also content is what? I am Brahman. And Vritti Avritti. That's only thing in one case it is, well, he claims that I am Brahman, but wants to get rid of habitual error. Whereas this person, he doesn't claim, even though he should claim like that other person, but he doesn't claim. Well, then we say there is some obstacle. And therefore, we say you superimpose upon yourself that you are Brahman. And again, Vritti Avritti. So, Nirguna Brahma Upasanam is possible. For that, he gave this logic. And now we are in that fourth part, which begins with 74 to almost 122. And in which, he answers a question that if content and procedure are same for both the types of students, means If content and processes are same for nididhyasanam and for upasana, then why do you call one as a nididhyasanam and other as a upasana, etc.? Vidyaranya says two names are given based on two perspectives of two students. Even though content is same, aham brahmasmi, process is same, vritti avritti. Here also vritti avritti. Process also is same. Content and processes are similar in both the students, but both the students' perspective differs. One first student says, I am liberated is a fact. I am free is a fact. Still I am repeating it because in order to remove this habitual error, notions that I am sadhaka, mumukshu. It's an old habit which surfaces again and again. So he wants to, really speaking, he wants to clear clear his own unconscious. All habits are basically in unconscious, which surfaces in the mind, in the conscious mind. Maybe it is all basically vasanas only, but then it surfaces in the conscious mind. We call habit, patterns, tendencies, etc. So I am samsari. Even though he says I am free, but sometimes he feels that I am samsari, I am mumukshu, I am sadhaka, etc. Or I am body, and I am human being, I am a grihastha, etc. This thing just comes. So he wants to remove them. So, then that process, aham brahmasmi vritti avritti, is called nididhyasana, viparita bhavana nivritti. Whereas in student number 2, which repeats, for him it is a wrong idea that I am free. And he, in order to get freedom, that will be a future phenomena for that person. To convert it into his, actually it's a Brahma, that I am not free. Right? He says I am not free is a Brahma for us because he is free. But so, okay, he said, we said, okay, you are not free. Then, but you superimpose upon yourself that you are free, you are Brahman. And so, this repetition is a samvadi Brahma avritti. So, in case of a student number 1, Prama avritti. Yeah. In case of a student number 2, samvadi Brahma avritti. That's a different perspective of two students. Even out from the standpoint of the content process, objectively, same thing. But from the perspective of the student itself, we have to divide. For one, it is a Brahma that I am free. For other, I am free is a Prama actually. He claims that, yes, I am free. That's a big difference between them. So, for this person now, here this person doesn't require, student number 1 doesn't require now any more inquiry. It's over. He just do this nididhyasanam in order to own up completely this knowledge, getting rid of habitual error. Whereas in the student number 2 case, he still has this upasana, etc. is just a supportive sadhanam in order to get rid of obstacles. But the vichara should continue till he will also claim, like this student number 1, he will also claim, I am free. That is not a future phenomena. Moksha is not a future phenomena. If I am free, I am free. If I cannot be free at this moment, I will never be free. It's not that you are really bound by nature and you become free, because the nature cannot be changed. If I am really bound, a limited being, then there is no hope. No hope. A limited person will remain limited either by addition, either by subtraction. Remains limited. If you want to subtract something from yourself, you will remain limited. You keep on adding anything to a limited being, you still remain limited, because by nature you are limited. But if you are not limited and taking yourself, you are limitless, and if you take yourself to be as a limited being, that is the Brahma. That can go by inquiry, self-inquiry. You gain the Brahma. Brahma will go away. Anyway, so this is, in this section we are right now, this 74 to 122, etc. and we completed verse 75 actually, but I am going back to again 74, 75. We'll see in a little less time, and then we will start with 76 in the next class. So let's read 74. बोधोपास्त्योर्विशेषः कः इति चेदुच्यते शृणु वस्तुतन्त्रोद्भवेद् बोधः कर्तुतन्त्रमुपासनम्. So कः विशेषः? बोधोपास्त्योः कः विशेषः? बोधः च उपास्तिः. उपास्तिः means upasana. It's another word. Made from the same root but different pratyaya. Yeah. बोधो उपास्त्योः कः मध्ये कः विशेषः इस निर्धारण षष्ठी. So बोधः च उपास्तिः च is बोधोपास्ति. It's a iterator द्वन्द्वा. कः विशेषः? Well, so what is the difference between these two? Iti chet. Well, what is the difference between Nirguna Brahma Jnanam and Bodha, and what is and Upasti, Nirguna Brahma Upasana, Vritti? What is the difference between them? Iti chet, if you are asking to us, well, Uchyate Shrunu, may you listen carefully. Shrunu, may you listen carefully. It is Uchyate, means it is said by me. Now, means I am going to differentiate for you. Shrunu, may you listen it carefully. Bodha vastu tantra. In our language we can say Aham Brahmasmi, that the meaning of this statement is a fact for me. Moksha is no more expected for me. Bodha vastu tantra. Vastu means here Brahman, Atma. So Bodha, knowledge is always, we know this, knowledge is always vastu tantra. Knowledge is as the object is. Your object of knowledge is as the self only. So moksha is no more no more expected for me, not confined to time, place, etc. Well, means that's a reality. So that is a Jnanvritti. Whereas in Nirguna Brahma Upasana, Aham Brahmasmi, I have already differentiated. So Nirguna Brahma Upasana, Aham Brahmasmi is not seen as a fact. It is based on it is superimposed upon the upasaka, the karta of the meditation. Nirguna Brahma Upasana karta, well, that is superimposed. Brahman is superimposed upon that by that person. I am Brahman, I am Brahman. He says he is sure he is not Brahman. But since teacher says that you do this, he starts doing. Samadhi Brahma Vritti. That's the difference between them. So by practicing that, like I am free, well, one day I will be liberated. That's an approach of meditation. Of course, with the jnanam, with the vichara, self-inquiry, along with that. So one is centered on the self. Jnanam is centered on the self, vastu tantra. Whereas this is karma, kartru tantra. This person he is very sure, I am doing meditation, I am doing Nirguna Brahma Upasana, told by the teacher, Shastra. I am doing. Whereas the other person says, I am non-doer. I am Brahman, I am free, I am a non-doer. I am akarta abhokta. That's a difference, big difference between them. One is Vastu Tantra, other is Kartru Tantra. And since it is Kartru Tantra, well, definitely it is going to generate punyam. Nirguna Brahma Upasana is going to generate punyam. Based on Kartru Tantra only, based on the Karta only, well, the karma is there, and therefore this karma will generate punyam and remove the obstacle also. So this is verse 74 is actually an opening statement. The elaboration of that thing is done between this 75 to 122. विचारात् जायते बोधः अनिच्छायं न निवर्तयेत् स्वोत्पत्तिमात्रात् संसारे दहत्यखिल सत्यताम्. विचारात् बोधः जायते. See, he is making clear everything. Jnanavritti, which bodha means jnanam, jnanavritti, well, definitely, so inquiry, vicharat, by the self-inquiry, well, bodha, this jnanam in form of the vritti, of course, is going to be born. Means shravanam mananam, which we call as a self-inquiry, has to generate. I am keeping away nididhyasanam, because nididhyasanam we are comparing with the upasana, etc. And so we are keeping away. Inquiry is, frankly speaking, self-inquiry is only shravanam. Only shravanam. Mananam is a part of it actually. It's a part of the study, part of the shravanam. No one does mananam. I am Swamiji in the stage of mananam. People say, but it has no, it is really speaking, those words have no value for any teacher, I am telling you. Even though you may say like this, I am in the stage of mananam. We know there is no mananam at all. He is simply sitting in a sofa and seeing all these YouTubes and here and there readings or talkings over the phone and all social media, everything. What mananam? It's a part of Shravanam only. When you listen to that, Purvapakshas are raised and answered, Purvapaksha is raised and answered, Purvapakshas are raised and answered either in Bhashyam, either in Prakana Granthas. That is what the Mananam is. Mananam, we have to say that the knowledge, because Shravanam gives knowledge, that's a thing. And the knowledge should be doubt-free. Therefore we say Mananam. So doubt-free knowledge, which only is a knowledge, knowledge with the doubts is ignorance actually. Knowledge with the doubts, anywhere you gain some knowledge and some doubts are there pertaining to that, it is still not a knowledge, it is ajnanam only. Anyway, and therefore we say mananam is a stage where we make it free from doubts or whatever knowledge we gain through shravanam. But really speaking, self-inquiry, which we call shravanam mananam, is basically shravanam only. Yeah. Anyway, and so that both, that's called vicharat. Because of that, well, bodha, jnanavritti arises. So this Nirguna Brahma Upasana cannot produce Jnanavritti, right? It can produce Punyam. The Jnanavritti arises when you operate a means of knowledge. Otherwise, a Jnanavritti cannot arise. Chakshushavritti arises when you operate your eyes. Otherwise, it cannot. Same way here, self-inquiry, well, here means studying the Shastra, etc., which is a means of knowledge, will generate Jnanavritti. And that could even, that Jnanavritti will be maybe free from the doubt, errors, etc. Free from the doubt, at least. Anyway, so, vicharat bodha jayate. Yam bodham na nivartayet, he says. And once that jnanam, that bodha comes, it cannot go away. Once the knowledge occurs, it cannot go away. Whether I continue to entertain that vritti or not, that we know. Everyone has this knowledge right now, 5 plus 5 is 10, right? Everyone has this knowledge. You have not to repeat it. Yeah. And well, if I ask you 5 plus 5, you will say 10. It comes to your mind. But otherwise, you don't repeat it 5 plus 5, 10, 5 plus 5, 10, say for 50 years. No, you don't need. So, vicharat bodha jayate yam bodham na nivartayet. Will never go away also. So, this is how. So when we are entertaining this, Jnanavritti, etc., you don't need actually this kind of a thing. Yeah, when you imagine something, in case of this Upasana, etc., well, there is basically, you need this kind of a repetition. So continuation of basically imagination requires repetition of a vritti. Knowledge one's gains doesn't require this repetition. So yam bodham jnanam na nivartayet does not go away. Anichcha yam na nivartayet. Anichcha means even though I don't like, it doesn't go away. That is how many things which we know for sure, even though that knowledge of a given thing may be leading to unhappiness, but you are not able to get rid of it. What will you do? It is still there. We may say that, well, you divert your mind to somewhere else, etc. But certain things which you know and which is affecting you, you are not able to get rid of it also. So, yam bodham na nivartayet anichcha, even though you don't want. Swa utpatti matrat, swa means bodha utpatti matrat. By rise of that very knowledge, swa means here the knowledge itself, by the rise of that knowledge, samsare akhila satyatam dahati. So it removes or eliminates the reality of this samsara, reality of the anatma prapancha. Means what happens is ultimately world will be there for you. The usage of world will be there for you. Therefore, you cannot dismiss this world. Please understand me very well. You cannot dismiss this world after knowledge like you dismiss the dream world. You will not be able to do that. In any case, you will not be able to do. It's a different order of a reality. Different order of a reality. Mithya is something altogether different. Something which is real, which cannot be negated in all the three periods of time. There is something which is not there in all the three periods of time. There is something which is there, which you experience will be dismissed later, which we call false. But this is something which is not false, which is not existent, which is not non-existent, which is mithya, which is really not there. But at the same time, it has objective value. Yeah. Pot you cannot dismiss. You cannot dismiss pot. I am telling you. If your pot is like I mean, dream pot and the pot in the waking world, they are the same, Swamiji, in terms of reality. Forget it. Just forget it. Yeah. Okay, then I will take there is a really pot. That also you forget it. You have to forget that is a really pot. You have to forget that pot is non-existent. This is something in between. This is how the whole world is. This is how the cause of the world is. That is Maya. Is also same. That is why it has been defined as an anirvachaniyam. Anirvachaniyam is not, it's your sapna prapancha doesn't fall in anirvachaniyam. It is false. Like water is H3O is a false statement. Same way, the dream also is a false. Even though we compare, Mandukya compares, but please understand, don't go to the extent that, well, the moment I wake up, the dream world goes away. Moment I wake up in terms of the knowledge, Uttishta Jagrata Prapya Varan Nibodata, etc., etc. Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutanam Tasyam Jagarti Sanyami. So, well, I will also wake up in terms of knowledge further. Then this waking world will become like a dream world. No way. No way. Because your dream world was useful for you only. This world is useful for billions of people. Every name and form has a utility. It has a utility you cannot dismiss like the dream world. You cannot. And therefore it is not a false. It is not non-existent shunyam. And it is not even sat. Sat asat bhyam anirvachaniyam. So this is something really amazing. That's how Pujya Swamiji calls it as a magic. It's an ancient magic, keeping the pot in the hand, and I will prove that there is no pot. And therefore, well, then you will agree with me that there is no pot. And then immediately I will say, you cannot fill up the water in clay. You need a pot. Yeah. Swami, but ultimately we fill up the water in the space of the pot. Correct. Can you fill up the water in this space, Mahakasha? No. You definitely need a pot space only. Yeah. So therefore, in terms of reality, well, the reality is clay. But still you cannot dismiss it. You cannot dismiss. And it serves the purpose of the billions of people. The pot serves the purpose of filling up the water, etc. for billions of people. Your dream pot is only useful for you, not for anyone else. So, mithya word comes and people get frightened that, well, this is the world, this is world which is experienced by all day and night and has a utility and all this. And therefore, how can you call mithya? How can you call mithya? Well, it is mithya. So, because we are not able to categorize, really speaking, whether it is existent, whether it is non-existent, Neither of that is possible. Yeah. So this anatma prapancha, the world, etc., becomes mithya. It includes even the body, mind, sense also. So all orderliness, yeah. We'll continue. Order. World means order. World means Ishvara. Ishvara means order. There is order. Science discovered that order. Yeah. There is orderliness. Fantastic order. So much precision and everything. More you go into that, you immediately feel it's real. Utility, orderliness, etc. And then there are faculties to perceive everything. And how can you call it as a mithya? Because faculties are given to perceive perceive the world. Colors are there, the eyes are there to perceive it. Sounds are there, there are ears to perceive it. Then how can you call it as mithya? Yeah, but then senses are also mithya. Yeah, senses are mithya, the objects of senses are mithya, the very process also is mithya. Yeah. So it has a usage, it has an order, it has a law. It's a law. Yeah, but the reality is something else. Exactly like the reality of the pot. Yeah. And thereby a little relaxation comes. Mithya means we jump. And the translations have created more confusions in the people's mind. Maya means illusion. And what is come out of this Maya, the world also is illusion. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. So Brahman is only the truth or reality, whereas the Jagat is illusion, they say. It's not illusion. It's not illusion. Yes, your dream is your illusion, not this world. It's not illusion. So let's make it clear. Let's make it clear. There are examples of a dream, etc. we definitely give, but ultimately it's a different order of reality, and that is why we gave 3 orders of reality. And one is a Paramarthik Satyam, means which cannot be negated. One is a Vyavaharika Satyam, empirically real, which is useful for everyone, which has orderliness, which is perceived by the faculties, and which has a utility, etc. And that's the second. And the third is Pratibhasik Satyam, where dream world comes. So kindly understand this. Even though Mandukya people listen, but I don't know what message they carry. It's really a mystery for me. Honestly, I'm telling you. People think that this Jagrat also is exactly like dream. No. No way. No way. What you perceive, I also perceive, other also perceive, African perceives, a Chinese perceive, that is not like a dream. Exactly like a dream. In certain ways we compare. That's fine. That's fine. And those things only are the intention of the Mandukya. Anyway, so here, samsare akhila satyatam dahati. So this samsara, this anatma prapancha is basically satyam, etc. It goes away. What you come to know is this knowledge that consciousness alone is the reality behind everything, like the clay for the pot. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.